Hello students, welcome back to our next online teaching session of Maths 1. In this, I am going to start with our last practice set of this chapter, that is linear equation in two variables. I'll start with practice set 1.5, and as you can see, I have written here word problems. Wait, don't worry, word problems are always not difficult. Most of you must have already thought that word problems means it should be left in option. Trust me, if you watch this video fully, at the end you will understand that these are really extremely easy sums that you need to solve in the exam. I'll give you enough clues, hints to remember so that all this type of sums becomes easy for you. If such question comes in the paper, it will come either for 3 or 4 marks. So, to start with, I have prepared few things for you to remember as steps to remember before you start solving any word problem. So here are the steps. The first step is identify the unknown quantities about which the information is supplied. Denote these quantities by variables as x, y, z, a, b, etc. Now this is always the first step in word problem. You have to read the question properly and understand which are the unknown quantities in that. And always your first step will be to denote them, assume them as any of the variable. No hard and fast rule that it should be x and y always. I have written here so many alphabets. You can take any alphabet of your choice, and that should be your first step to assume it correctly, whichever are the unknown values. The second step is concentrate on each phrase of the problem one by one. Don't be in a hurry to solve word problems. Read the question part by part. As you read the question, you start framing the equation. Write the equation in terms of the variables which these phrases suggest. This is what I was telling you. As you read the question, you start framing the equation. You cannot read the entire question at once and then you start framing question. You have to read the phrase part by part, and accordingly you have to frame the equations. So this is the second most important step. And last step is solve the equations and find the values of the variables, write the answer. Now this is totally dependent on you, whichever method you find easy. So many methods we have learned in this chapter. Once you get the two equations, you can either use substitution method, elimination method, or any other method, easier method, any mathematically correct method will be given full marks. So these are the first few steps. Now I have prepared a list of important terms or words which will be frequently used in word problems. So I would like you to make a note of all these things and understand how this is applicable in word problems. So keywords to remember in order to solve word problems. The first is, if you find written as sum or total in any question, it always indicate that you have to add. It means that it is a summation or the total, that is plus. If you see words like differ or difference, you have to subtract. Similarly, in word problems, if you read sentences like 5 years before his age was, or 2 years ago his age was, so before or ago, I hope you know that there also you need to subtract. Next is after or hence. Now after means, suppose I have a sentence like 3 years after the value of the car will be, or 4 years hence his age will be. Such things I have to add. Then times or product, this I hope you know that it is multiplication. Then if words like is, was, will be is used, it means that it is equated to something. For example, 5 years hence his age will be. It means after 5 years what you have to equate, that value will be given there. So it is equal to. And these two words, especially the 7th and the 8th, downstream and upstream, there is a type of sum which is frequently asked in this chapter. This downstream and upstream I'll explain you in detail when I go to that sums. So for now you understand that whenever it is downstream, it is added, and when it is upstream, you need to subtract. So these are the key words to remember before you start solving the word problems of this chapter. This is the first sum. Two numbers differ by 3. The sum of twice the smaller number and thrice the greater number is 19. Find the numbers. Now I have read the question once. Now as I have told you the first step, we will read the question part by part and start framing the equation. So the last part of the sum is find the numbers. So our first step to solve such word problems was to assume properly. So they are talking about two numbers. Now in this there should be a greater number and a smaller number. How do we come to know this? See, read the first part of the question. Two numbers differ by. Now if they use a word differ, it means that there is a difference between those two numbers. One of the number has to be greater and the other number has to be smaller. So we will start with this. Our first step will be, let the greater number be x while the smaller number be y. So this is the first thing to understand. Since the word differ is used, the two numbers out of this, one has to be greater and the other one has to be smaller. So I have assumed it as x and y. Now I am reading the first part again. Two numbers differ by 3. Now see, if I say there are two numbers, one is greater and one is smaller, and the difference between them is 3. Obviously I mean that x minus y is equal to 3. This is the meaning of the first statement, and this is nothing but our first equation. Therefore x minus y is equal to 3. Put it as equation number 1. Now reading the next part of it, the sum of twice a number, and as you can see, smaller number and thrice the greater number. Now twice the smaller number, twice I hope you know that it is 2 times, and smaller number I have assumed as y. So it will be 2y. And thrice the greater number is x. Thrice means 3 times, so it will be 3x. What is given after that? In the question, sum of. Now reading the question again, it is sum of. As you know, sum means plus. So sum of twice the smaller number and thrice the greater number. So sum means addition. So I have to do 3x plus 2y, and the sum is nothing but 19. So I have to equate it to 19. So our second equation is 3x plus 2y is equal to 19. Put it as equation number 2. Now equation number 1 is x minus y is equal to 3. Equation number 2 is 3x plus 2y is equal to 19. Now looking at this, as there are plus and minus sign with y term, and that too the coefficients are not same. So our next step will be to equate that coefficient which is having plus and minus sign, so that the equations can be easily added and we can eliminate. We are going to use elimination method, eliminate one of the variable. So I am going to multiply equation number 1 by 2. From where do I get this 2? As you can see, equation number 2 is having 2y here. So let us get 2y in equation number 1 also. So multiply equation number 1 by 2. We get 2x minus 2y is equal to 6. Put it as equation number 3. Now what is left? To add these two simple equations. So 3x plus 2y is equal to 19 and 2x minus 2y is equal to 6. Adding equation 2 and 3, what will happen is this 2x plus 2x and minus 2x will get eliminated. 3x plus 5x, 3x plus 2x is equal to 5x, which is nothing but equal to 19 plus 6, that is 25. So x is equal to 5 is one of the answer. Now you can substitute this x is equal to 5 in any one of the equation and get the value of the other variable. Preferably we substitute it in equation number 1. As you can see, it is an easier equation. So x minus y is equal to 3, where x I am going to substitute as 5. So we get 5 minus y is equal to 3, minus y is equal to 3 minus 5. So minus y is equal to minus 2. Therefore y will be equal to, minus and minus will get cancelled on both sides, y will be equal to 2. Now what is left is the final answer. The final answer is to be written in a box. The final answer is, the required two numbers are 5 and 2. Either you write two numbers as 5 and 2, or you write as the greater number is equal to 5 and smaller number is equal to 2. I hope each and every step of this is understood to you. Just go through all the steps and try to understand it properly. This is what is we have to do in word problems. Read the question part by part, start framing it, then any method which you find easy you use, and get the final answer. Once you get the final answer, don't forget to write the final step, that is the final answer, in a box, because even that carries marks in the exam. So the final answer is written here. I hope you have understood the first sum. Let us move to the second sum. The second sum is an activity question. As you can see, it's written as complete the following, and in the quadrilateral it's written that I am a rectangle. It means that the quadrilateral which is given to us is a rectangle. Now what we are supposed to do is find the values of x and y, and after that find its area and perimeter. Now how to start? What should be the first step of this? Should we start assume as x and y the length and the breadth? No. Why no? Because as you can see, on the length of the rectangle few expressions are written, while on the breadth of the rectangle again two expression is written. So our first step should be to get two simultaneous linear equations. Then we have to solve it. Once we solve it, we will get the value of x and y. With that value of x and y, I'll use the two formulas which they have asked us to find out the value of, like area and perimeter. So area is nothing but length into breadth, while perimeter is nothing but 2 times length plus breadth. So to start with, the property of a rectangle, as we know that opposite sides of a rectangle are equal. So what we will do is, we will first equate its length, and length is nothing but 2x plus y plus 8, one of the length, that should be equal to the other length, that is 4x minus y. So we will equate that to as 2x plus y plus 8 is equal to 4x minus y. Our next step should be to shift all these terms to the left hand side and shift this constant to the right hand side. So we will get 2x minus 4x plus y, and that minus y from the left hand side will be shifted to the other side. It will become plus y again, and that will be equal to, shift that plus 8 to the right side, it will be minus 8. So after this we get 2x minus 4x equal to minus 2x, the greater number sign, and then plus y is nothing but plus 2y is equal to minus 8. Now in this equation, as you can see, we can reduce this equation by dividing throughout by 2. So our next step will be dividing both the sides by 2. So we get minus x plus y is equal to minus 4. This will be our first equation. Now similarly, we are going to get the second equation. How we will get that? Now we will equate the breadths of this rectangle, that is nothing but x plus 4 is equal to 2y. Now same way, I am going to get an equation from this by shifting 2y to the left hand side and constant plus 4 to the right hand side. So I get x minus 2y is equal to minus 4. Put this as equation number 2. Now we have got these two equations. Now what is left is to simplify this. Now again I am specifying any method you can use. Now you can see here, I am having variable minus x and in the other equation plus x, which can be easily eliminated when I add these two equations. So the method which I am going to use to solve this is elimination method. So adding equation number 1 and 2, we get minus x plus y is equal to minus 4, that was equation 1, and x minus 2y is equal to minus 4, equation number 2. So on adding it, minus x and plus x will get cancelled, plus y minus 2y. Since 2 is a greater number with minus sign, so 2 minus 1 is 1, that is minus y is equal to minus 4. When two negative numbers are added, it is always negative sign to the final answer, and you have to add those two numbers. So 4 and 4 is 8, and common sign, that is minus sign. Minus y is equal to minus 8. Next step, both the minus signs from both the sides will get eliminated and y will be equal to 8. So this is one of the variable which we wanted. Now what we want is value of x. We will substitute this y is equal to 8 in equation number 1 or 2. Here I am substituting it in equation number 2. So we get x minus 2 into 8 is equal to minus 4. So on further simplifying, 2 into 8 will become 16. So x minus 16 is equal to minus 4. Shift this minus 16 to the other side. It will become plus 16. So minus 4 plus 16 is nothing but 12. So we get the value of the variable x is equal to 12 and y was equal to 18. Now what we want is the length and the breadth. Length was specified as 4x minus y. So what we need to do is, in the place of x and y, we will substitute the values which we have got just now. So it is nothing but 4 into 12 minus 8. So that is 48 minus 8, that is equal to 40. Similarly, the breadth will be nothing but 2 into y, that is 2 into 8, that is 16. Now we have got the length and the breadth. Coming to the last part of the question, they are asking us to find the area and the perimeter. Now area is nothing but length into breadth. So substituting the values, we get 40 into 16, that is nothing but 640 square units. Now why square units? I hope you remember the unit of area is always expressed in square units. Now since here it is not specified whether it is meter or centimeter, we write square units. Similarly, the perimeter of a rectangle is 2 into L plus B. Substituting the values, we get 2 into 40 plus 16, so that is 2 into 56, that is equal to 112 units. Now what is left is to write the final answer in a box. So the final answer should have both the answers that they have asked us. The area of rectangle is 640 square units and the perimeter of the rectangle is 112 square units. 12 units. Okay. So I hope you have understood all this. What was important in this? To remember that rectangle opposite sides are equal, equate it, get two equations and solve those two, and then finally find out what they have asked, that is area and perimeter. With this, now we come to the next sum, that is the third sum of the exercise. The third sum is based on age. Now age related sums is to be done exactly by the same method. Let us read the question and try to understand it. The sum of father's age and twice the age of his son is 70 years. If we double the age of father and add it to the age of his son, the sum is 95. Find their present ages. Now first thing is, whenever you read a word problem, go to the last part of the sentence and try to understand about which two things they are giving us the information. In this, it is ages of father and son. So our first step will start from there. Let father's age be x while son's age be y. That is the first step. Now as I have told you, this I will be reading part by part and then we will try to frame the equation. So I am reading only the first part of the question for you. The sum of, sum means addition. Now what I need to add, let's see. The sum of father's age, what I have assumed father's age, x. The sum of father's age and twice the age of his son. Twice the age, what is son's age? Y. So twice the age will be 2y. Sum I have told you that sum means addition. So what I need to do is add father's age and twice his son's age and the total is nothing but 70. So the first equation is x plus 2y is equal to 70. I hope you are understanding how we are getting the first equation. The number it as equation number 1. Now see the second condition. If we double the age of the father, now what will be double the age of the father? If father's age is x, double the age will be 2x. And added to son's age. Son's age is only y. Father's age is 2 times of x, that is 2x, and son's age is y. The sum that is obtained now is 95. So I hope you have understood how to write the second equation. The second equation is 2x plus y is equal to 95. Now we will equate the coefficient. Multiplying equation number 1 by 2, we get 2x plus 4y is equal to 140. Now see, equation number 2 and equation number 3. We have 2x and 2x terms as similar. Now what we can do, same sign, subtract. So we are going to subtract these two equations. So we will write subtracting equation number 2 from equation number 3. And when we subtract, we change the sign of the equation which is written down. That is the second equation. So we will change the sign and accordingly subtract. When we change the sign, this 2x and minus 2x will get cancelled, while plus 4y minus y is nothing but 3y is equal to 140 minus 95, which is equal to 45. So y will be equal to 45 by 3, that is 15. One of the value we have got. Substitute it in either equation number 1, 2 or 3, wherever you find it easy. I feel substituting in equation number 1 will be easier. We will substitute there and get the value of x. So substituting y is equal to 15 in equation number 1, we get x plus 2 into 15 is equal to 70. 15 2s is nothing but 30. So we get x plus 30 is equal to 70. Shift this 30 on the other side, it will get subtracted. 70 minus 30 is nothing but 40. So we have got value of x also here. Final answer will be x was father's age, so the father's age is 40 years, and y is son's age, so son's age will be 15 years. So this is the final answer. Father's age is 40 years and son's age is 15 years. I hope you have understood this sum. See, I have already told you word problems are lengthy. It will take time. I am doing it at a very slow pace. Now in this session, I am completing only 3 sums. The first question which we have understood it was related to two numbers where we have to assume one of the greater number as x and smaller number as y. Second type of question that we have done was activity based question where it was given that it is a rectangle, you have to find the length and the breadth. And the third was this one, which is a age related sum. So hoping that you have understood all the 3 sums, we move to the last part of this session, that is assignments. As I told you, I am going to do this exercise very slowly. So in this session I have completed only 3 sums. Remaining 3 sums I will do in the next session. I have selected 2 sums on the topic which we have just now covered, that is those number sum and age related sum. So these are your 2 sums which you have to try sincerely on your own. If you don't understand anything, you can ask me whenever we will resume back to school, but please try it on your own. Trust me, if you have understood those 3 sums, these 2 sums will be easy, very easy for you to solve. Now look at the sums. The sum of 2 numbers is 120 and one of the number is 3 times the other. So you can assume one of the number as x and the other as y and accordingly get 2 equations and simplify it as per your choice, any method. Same way the second sum. The sum of ages of Rohit and Virat is 34. If Virat is 6 years younger than Rohit. Now reading the question, I hope you are understanding that I have given you 2 conditions here which you have to assume as x and y, age of those two as x and y, and get 2 equations and simplify it. So with this we come to the end of our session 5. I hope you have understood everything and we will meet in the next session now with the last part of this chapter. Thank you.